Yo. Yeah, we are live here on Instagram. And sorry, it actually didn't work on Facebook. So, when you go live, so you know, can watch. Choice. That's one thing too. So, please, I want you guys all to bear with me. Actually, and we never planned for this to happen. We thought everything would be successful once and for all. So yes, those who are on here should like hit up. Let's go. So let's listen to the new song P on the Beat just produced. We are interviewing P, or we are having podcast with P on the Beat. So let's listen to the new song he dropped, Fehu Kimi, or yeah, by Sarkodie. Yo, reach up. I know you didn't rest. Yeah, what the one nigga. What's up? What's up? What's up? Me there you go do some podcast you so make ready. Reach up, me there you make you no worry. Me there you get something you go do. Hey, hey, yo, hey, hi. Young man. Yo, seems like still P. Yeah, accept. So let's see what I'm waiting.
What's up, man?
I'm waiting. Yo,
I'm
I
fine.
do, bro. I do, bro. I do, bro.
Hold on.
You're doing
Thanks,
great,
man.
bro. You're doing great. Congratulations on your song, man.
Oh,
So
nothing,
what's
bro.
going on? What's going on?
Just
What's
another
going
day,
on?
you know.
Oh, okay, okay. So let's take the chance and listen to your new song that you just
Oh yeah,
released
yeah,
with
yeah,
Sako there.
man. That's
Oh,
that's
you said
that's a
what?
new vibe. Yeah.
That this is a vibe,
That's
you
it.
know. This is
That's
a
it,
vibe,
man.
you know. This is a vibe, bro. It's a vibe, you know. The agenda for like bring the Azoto back is training
Yeah.
yesterday. I was like, what the fuck, man, bro? This is crazy. It's crazy. So let's heat up once and for all, you know. Um, so it's been a while. Like no, not a while, but this is my first time we hosting a podcast, and I just pray it's going to be successful. And I don't know. I don't know whether like after this we'll be having another one time to come with other producers so that we can educate more. Like the mission is to
Mm-hmm.
educate other
Mm-hmm.
producers on the go, you know, like upcoming like myself, so
Mm-hmm.
that we can understand how the business goes, you know. One way or the
Yeah.
other, we just have to learn from somebody. So before anything else, I think you should just tell us how
In
how it
terms
all
of
begins with
producing,
you.
uh, that's another
Yeah,
interesting question.
producing, in
Okay, so for
terms of
me, like
producing.
most of the time when I'm making a beat, it's a vibe. You know, it's a vibe. 90% of the time, I start with chords, like playing chords on the keyboard, and then I will.
No, like I was like
Oh,
asking how it
oh,
all began, like everything, the
uh,
production itself from scratch.
I mean,
How
I've
it
been
all
making
began, yeah.
beats since, like from, hmm,
Like for how long?
almost 20 years now. Yeah, yeah.
20 years. That's 2 decades, you know that.
I'm actually
That's
33.
crazy. How old are you, please?
Yeah, I know.
Whoa, you look young, you know. You're an OG, you know, you're an OG, you're an OG,
Mm-hmm.
man. That's crazy. That's crazy. So like
Yeah, it
it
started in Ghana.
started
Big
here in
ups to
Ghana or in the
my
state.
man Vintage. I see Vintage watching. Yeah, it started in Ghana. Like I don't know if you've ever heard of this app. It's called Sonic Sound Acid Music. That's what I started beat making with. Yeah, it was
No,
there
no. I
way
never heard of that
before
one
Fruity
before.
Loops and all those stuff came. So that's how I started making beats. Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow. That's crazy.
Um,
So
I've been here
when did you
for
move to the
10
state?
years now. Oh no!
You
I'm moving by
moved
myself.
personally or with your parents or something?
Yeah.
You moved by yourself. And why did
Nothing
you
really. I
move
mean,
from Ghana
I
to the
just
state?
felt like taking my life to another level, basically. Uh,
Wow, that's crazy. So you just have to transit from
and then
our country to
I
another
wanted to
country
get that. I wanted to get that
for
type of
other work and
sound
other
that,
stuff.
like, when you hear, you know that it's 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 super beautiful. Like, I actually wanted to get involved with the mixing, engineering, and mastering and all that. Yeah.
So okay. So it's more or less like currently you are into mixing and engineering or
Now
production
I've
as
been
a whole,
doing this
beat making
all
as a
three at
whole.
the same time. Like throughout every production that you heard I produced, I mixed and mastered it myself, and I mixed and mastered other people's songs too, like a lot of
Wow.
people's songs. Uh-huh.
In both in the state
Uh-huh.
and
And
in
well,
Ghana or in Africa as a whole. Any other okay, any other artist apart from Ghanaian artists that you ever engineered for? Like in Africa
let me
but
see.
aside Ghana.
I've engineered for Patoranking before, courtesy Gazi. I mean Gazi, that's Gazi's guy, so Gazi just hooked up. I've mixed and mastered for Sean
Yeah.
Paul, Benny Man. Um, I don't really
Whoa.
keep track of it, but yeah, it's a lot.
But with the, as you made mention of Sean Paul and Benny Man,
Uh,
the track that got involved, or
Let me
maybe
see.
can give us a reference or
For
something.
I can remember Benny Man because it was more like a rhythm for Jamaica actually. I would actually get you the name, but if you type PGH and Benny Man on YouTube, it'll probably pull up. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, okay.
in a day I've
That's a
mixed probably
like
like
that's a very
what?
that's a big program.
Oh yeah.
That's a
This is
big
it. Like
project, I
in a
guess.
day, I mix at least five
Oh,
to
okay.
eight songs. So I don't really like keep track of what I'm doing. Yeah. So
That's
that's why most of the
workaholic,
time
you
you
know.
realize I haven't been producing for a while. Then once in a while I produce. Then once in a while I produce. Yeah.
So, oh, okay, okay, I now get it. So it seems like so let's say more or less you produce like in terms of
Um.
production, you
Yeah. I
produce
mean,
for the
I
big
work
guys,
I
you
work
know,
with a lot of people,
or you still go
a
way
lot of
down.
artists actually.
Oh, okay, okay, that seems like a great thing, you know, like so more or less, let's say you are into, let's to be frank, meaning you are into
Yeah, for a while now.
engineering more than into production, I guess. Yeah, yeah. So I normally see your post on Facebook more in the studio with I think there was a
Yeah.
new song with D Black. Is this sometimes if I may get a yeah, yeah. Seems like you were engineering a song,
Yeah.
that song, something like that. You posted on Facebook. Oh, okay. So let's move towards the production side. So do you actually in your work process for the past 20 years have you ever tried selling
Nah,
beats
I don't sell my
online or
beats
something?
online. Uh, I mean,
I was asking because
uh-huh.
of the new generation. We normally sell beats online, the BeatStars, the YouTube
Mhm.
page and other stuff, the
Mhm.
Airbeat and co. We do sell beats online and other stuff. So I was trying to get maybe if you also went through such process once
Okay, so I think
in the road on the road.
2012 when like beat selling online actually came to the limelight, I was trying to like go that route. But then after a month or two, I realized one thing. You don't have to,
Mm-hmm.
it's not because you need money urgently. You'd have to like sell your hard work for $10-$20 night or 100 Ghana night. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, I mean, it takes time
Mm-hmm.
to actually get a beat to break through, And looking at the time that I think I spent on making my beat, I decided I wasn't going to go that route. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But it seems like as you already mentioned the price, that doesn't mean like when you sell to your statement. It seems like when you sell a beat for $10 to $20 or something, it's like
Um,
you lose
I mean,
everything or
I've seen
something. Do
people
you think
selling
that's the
beats.
process?
I don't know how much they're selling it. I mean, I've seen people selling beats for $20, but I
Sure,
mean, it's because they
sure.
need money. But
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
same time, I always feel you should know your worth. You you're not gonna sit up all night making beats and then sell it for somebody for $20. I wouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I mean,
Oh, okay.
you're not gonna get
But okay.
the big artists
But
on your
mhm.
beat at once. I mean, it's not gonna happen overnight. But then, the more work you put in, definitely one day there's gonna be a light at the end of the tunnel. And I always tell people that I wouldn't
Oh,
sell my
okay.
beat online for $20 or $10 like the way people are doing. And then I don't know if you've really like seen or if you really observe these like songs that actually blow. I don't think they just pick up the beat from YouTube.
Actually, like I was thinking, the one of the biggest song in the world that
Mm-hmm.
was last year, which was by Lil Nas,
Mm-hmm.
is it Old Town Road? I think it was Old Town, which was by Young Young Q. I don't know whether you know the producer though. Yeah, it was actually on BeatStars. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was being sold on Beat. The beat was sold on BeatStars before Lil Nas
Mm-hmm.
was able to access it, and it's got the magic going. So like you think, I don't know how will I even put it. Like
Oh nah,
maybe if it's
don't
there,
get it
it
wrong.
can make a hit or
The
something.
word is there's a lot of beats on there.
Mm.
You see, it, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, I would rather
Mm-hmm.
send it to emails than leaving it out there,
Mm-hmm.
and then because everybody's on their email, whether you are upcoming or blown, everybody is
Okay.
always in their email, like checking what's going on. And I mean that even
Okay.
Panda was taken from, I think, YouTube or something. Like it happens. Don't get me wrong. It's not like it doesn't happen.
Yeah,
It
it was
happens, but
YouTube. Yeah.
most of the time it ends up making what's the name, the artist super rich and famous, and then the producer looking like ass. Excuse my language, but yeah.
I think with the help of BeatStars, BeatStars actually have some few contracts like they normally sign. Um, they sign up for the
Uh-huh.
artists, like maybe
Mm-hmm.
they lease the beats. Okay, like they normally lease the beat for something, like maybe you use the beat for this number of
Mm-hmm.
time, or maybe a certain number of streams. Then you have to update the stream, or the leasing, the licensing. Yeah, I think that's the thing. So I think
Oh no, no,
with
no.
BeatStars, actually, I don't know whether
I
you've
go
heard
there
about
once in a
BeatStars though,
while to
but
see what's going on.
with BeatStars,
Yeah.
oh, okay, okay, okay. So like I think they lease the beats, and later
Mm-hmm.
on they sign contracts with the producer and other stuff, so that the producer can get their cut and other, like those things. But I don't want to jump forward for things like that. Maybe as we are going, we'll talk about the leasing part and other stuff. Maybe you can educate us more on that. But let's hand that one around for some time. We'll be hitting that place hard. Then we go by like, what actually do you
Oh,
use for your production, and why do you
mm-hmm.
use it?
Okay,
Like,
so
I mean the
I
software.
use Logic Pro X actually.
Mm,
Um, Back then I used to be on Fruit Loops, and then I switched to I don't know if you know Rewire.
mm.
You rewire Cubase and Fruit Loops. I used to do that. I used to do that a lot, and then I
Yeah, yeah,
switched
yeah, yeah.
to Logic. Now this is what happened. Um, Cubase, every software has their own sound and their own ways of moving around it. But for me,
Sure, sure.
I remember one time,
Hmm.
shout out to Guilty Beats actually started using Logic way like Logic 8 or
Hmm.
something, and then he showed me how he's been working around it, but I didn't take it serious. So one day, EL brought the same Logic, and like he also explained the same thing that they've been doing. I'm like, you know what, I'll try it out. And I mean, in my opinion, it has a clean sound compared to Logic and compared to Fruity Loops and Cubase, in my opinion. Yeah, because when I listen to instruments
Okay.
in Logic and I listen to instruments in Fruity Loops, I think Logic has a clean sound than Fruit Loops. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I think
compared
it
to
might clean
oh, okay.
sound than Fruit Loops. That's why I use Logic for, and it's very
Oh,
easy and
okay.
convenient for me too. Like I can do a lot of stuff in Logic that I cannot do in Fruit Loops.
Oh, okay. Seems like but it
Yeah,
seems like it's
yeah,
limited to Apple
yeah.
people, like Apple laptops, Apple desktops.
What?
Oh, okay. I wish I could try it once. Wish I could try it once. But I know that I have a certain guy who normally uses Logic though. That's a routine. I don't know. I went to his place once and he was using it there. It's crazy. I'm just not a fan of Apple like that, so
Oh no, it's actually easy.
it's just really
It's
crazy. So, oh, oh, okay. I'll try. That's when I get an Apple laptop or something. So, any VST that like, what's your favorite go-to VST that you normally use
I would say
for that?
battery. Yeah, I
Battery.
know,
Oh, okay, for
but
that.
everybody
So
got
for Apple.
battery in Cube. I mean, I use it in Logic too. Yeah, it's native
Oh, okay.
instrument. That's my to go to for drums, and then Logic has Alchemy. It comes with Logic. That's that's what I use for most of my
Okay.
instruments actually.
So
Uh,
no
nah,
Nezos, no
I
Omnisphere,
used to have Nexus and I used to
Electra X
have
or something.
Omnisphere, but I don't use them. Okay,
So mini
so I
battery
use
contain a
Battery
lot of
King.
sound, right?
That has a lot of sounds, like a lot. Yeah, I use Alchemy.
Oh, okay. It's very huge. Is it
I
a
haven't
very
really
huge
like paid attention to it,
VST?
but like a lot. But
Oh, okay.
don't get me wrong. I have
Oh,
contact
okay. So
and
as
all that. I mean,
oh, okay.
contact. Um, I have a lot of VSTs for making what's the name, like parts and strings, like different VSTs actually. But um,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Oh, okay. So during our talk, you made mention of EL and co. So this even draw me to ask this question. Like, how is your relationship with EL? Like, how did it came about?
Yeah,
Seems like EL is your day one friend or something.
yeah,
I normally see your pictures on FB
EL
too.
is like my brother. I mean, I was talking to him this morning. Like I talked to him like throughout the day, even from way back. So
Oh, okay. How did the relationship
let me
came
see,
about or
because
something?
it's been way too long. But I remember I went to his oh no, his cousin was my friend, and that's how we became friends. Yeah, his favorite cousin, and
Oh, okay.
every time like to be in the studio and then doing music and all that. And one day, like I went with a cousin to the studio, and it's just the vibe. It's like way back though, way back. If that time, I don't think in music like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It seems like you produce around four or five songs on his EP. Is it EP or an album? The one he released a certain project
yeah, the
recently.
EP.
Yes, recently.
Yeah, actually
Is it
produced
something for the girls or
one,
something?
but I mixed and mastered the whole EP.
You
Yeah, I produced
Oh,
one.
okay. Okay. And
I
what
was
about the Fahumben
it
something?
was
The
produced by Kid
Fahumben.
Magic. It's like this young dude, like
Oh, okay.
he's very very good. So what I do most of the time is if you make a song or beat for, let's say, L, and he sends it and I'm mixing it, I would have to probably like make the song sound as dope. You might out. So I mean I get that freedom to
Oh,
do that
okay.
when it comes
Okay.
to L's music, and I mean a couple of artists to allow me to
Sure.
do that. So Kid Magic made the beat, and then we had to like make sure it sounded the way it has to sound for everybody to.
Okay. So it's more or less like you are his personal mix and mastering
Yeah,
engineer currently, right?
you can say like that.
Oh, okay. So I think you normally do his work, almost all his work for the past year. I noticed
Mm-hmm.
you do
Yeah.
almost all the work. So is it like you sign to his label or
No,
something,
I'm
or you
not
are still on
signed.
your own?
VO Nation is like it's a family thing. So I mean, we all come up with ideas to actually make this work musically, but that's why I said like for me working with him, it's always like dope because then you don't know what kind of song he wants you to work on. You don't know what kind of vibe he wants to hear. You don't know what kind of beats he wants to hear. So it's always like fun, and at the same time, it's not too personalized when it comes to him. It's always amazing. Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. So
no,
you are
no,
not
no.
on label, just
I
straightforward. You are
have
not on label with.
my own
No, okay.
label that I run to, so it's. Yeah. You said what?
No, okay. And the name is
Monzel Management.
the label's name.
It's actually yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
a
Just for
partnership
mixing
with
and
VO
mastering. All.
Nation. That's the word. It's a partnership with VO Nation. Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
it's more like an extension of VO Nation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. So how do you see the production
Honestly,
community in Ghana?
there's a lot of good producers in Ghana, and they're actually doing like super 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 good. Yeah. Super.
Okay. So you do you think we still have more things to do,
Uh,
or we are still on our own thing?
uh,
Like talking about hitting the
you
international
see,
platform.
the problem is, I believe when you are doing what you are very good at, you get your own audience, and you. I don't think they should.
Mm-hmm.
Any producer, for that matter, should try to like appeal to any because the international platform is super huge, like big, and you can get any type of audience to actually vibe with what you're doing. So, I mean, in my opinion, I think people are actually doing the
Mm-hmm.
what probably like focus on their own sound. That's it. Yeah.
Ghanaians, Ghanaian
Mm-hmm.
producers, right? Oh, okay. Wow. So, did you believe in
Yeah,
producers
come again.
collaborations? Like, do you believe
Oh
in
yeah, 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 yeah. I
collaboration
mean,
between
it's
producers?
always a good, it's always a good thing. It's always a good thing.
So, do you think?
I
So, do you think Ghanaians should
mean,
collaborate more on productions?
it's a win-win. You know, it depends on uh who and like working together. Because most people always try to look at the business side, which is fine, which is perfect, but music for the love of it, and the rest always comes. Yeah.
Okay. But like where you are right now, the stage, you see a lot of producers normally collaborate and other stuff on hit records, you know. So you could see in our country, like Ghana here, it's very difficult to notice that like before you could get a producer, other two producers collaborating, it's very difficult, you know. So like everybody on their own to do everything personally. So do you think one way or the other that one is also killing the game?
I don't think so. It's just
So you think it's
I
also
think
it's cool?
the type
Yeah,
of
come.
people are making is what is killing the game. That is what I think. You see, so what
Like
makes
what type of beat?
all the like big producers different from what upcoming producers sound like? It's if you listen to like hit songs, they always have those unique vibe to it that you would have to probably sit down and listen to it over and over and then you get it. But people who are actually like trying to make it, they all sound
Come again?
just it's like they are always trying to follow a trend. Like they all have basically the same type of drums or you know.
But what normally sets a trend? Like what?
Tend to like come up with my own type of vibe, like, and then
Mm-hmm.
uh like a perfect example would be Coco. You see, Coco has that type of style, and I didn't make that type
Yeah,
of beat
Coco.
again. It was just one like that. Um, the next
Mm-hmm.
one would
Mm-hmm.
probably be you
Mm-hmm.
know my level like Shatta. You see that vibe? I didn't follow it up again. Like
Mm-hmm.
to me
Yeah.
it just has to be unique. Even if you hear this Fahukme, it's another type of vibe. It's like an old vibe blended with a new vibe, and I don't think
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
follow that trend again.
Oh, okay.
Approach to music than
Okay.
everybody is trying to like, because I know every time like I make a song and it becomes a hit, everybody wants to like come up with the same idea, but then
Mm-hmm. So it's more
yeah,
or less like
yeah,
you
it
set
sounds
a
like that.
trend and people follow.
And you have to think outside the box, like
Oh,
think of
okay.
making uh people wouldn't be able to make easily, you know, like something that nobody's actually following.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So do you think, like the way you just said it, do you think Afro hip hop per se, like trap music, is just too overcrowded or something? Because it seems like when you listen to some few traps, they are almost the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
Like
I mean,
if you could
like it's
notice.
overcrowded. It's just too easy to make. That's it. Like I actually started beat making with hip hop. I realized like it was always like
Mm-hmm.
like that. Like it's too. I mean, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. So do you think that's the okay? Do you think that's the reason why it's also much taking waves because of it being lazy?
Nah, yeah, maybe that's why.
So do you think Afrobeat should, if Afrobeat should have same thing, it could have taken waves like that, right?
Afrobeats is it's a different type of vibe, and I think people are now learning to what's the name accept it like the way, yeah, because there are different
Mm-hmm.
vibes of Afrobeats. Don't
Mm-hmm.
get it wrong. Like there are different vibes. I mean, like
Sure,
Davido
sure.
has his own type of vibe. Burna Boy, Sarkodie, Shatta, like Stone. Everybody got their own type. Kid.
Mm-hmm.
The moment like
Mm-hmm.
people
Mm-hmm.
try to like make the vibes that these artists are in, it becomes difficult for them to basically blow up. You see, that's why I was saying like these upcoming beat makers are
Oh, okay.
probably not getting it right because they're just trying to and maybe that shouldn't be their route. Nah,
Okay. They are
following
out
trend,
like making
like
beats
yeah.
or
I mean,
following
there's nothing
trend.
wrong with having artists and listening to them, but trying to like follow that trend, it doesn't break out easily like that. It takes time. To set your own type of trend, it's very easy for you like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that even set me on another path. Like, how do you think producers should approach artists for like to send
Uh,
them beats or something?
it's it's kind of it's unfortunate because there's a lot of producers and everybody makes different type of beats, you know. So the best way is always to like hit the artist up. There's nothing wrong with people like 100 million times. Actually serious and you want to do it, the person will definitely one day pay mind to it. So what I always tell like my students, like my students that I help with beat making and everything, is you send emails to people. That's why when we started talking, I told you like everybody is on their email, whether you like it or not. You send it to them. You can send the same beat like 20
Mm-hmm.
times to the person. It doesn't kill nothing. You you just have to like put pressure on people, and then um, you can also make like samples of it on your social media and then promote it. You see, target some specific people, like the type of artist that you want. It's not just that you make it and then you put it out there, anybody can use it. It doesn't work like that. Nobody wants what everybody wants. You always want
Mm-hmm.
what basically like something that is unique to them. So you have to like keep pushing. For that, I could tell you that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, but you know, some people they normally ignore you. Assuming like me, I make beats all the time. So I'm like, okay, so let me send this beat
Mm-hmm.
out to Sakodi or something. You know, so those people I feel like their inbox normally is already choked or something. So before your beat can even be heard, I don't know,
It not they
is it
always
by grace or
you
something?
see that is it. You have to push it. If you really want it, you go get it. That is my philosophy. If you want it, you're gonna get it, and you have to push yourself to actually get it. You I if I'm sending a beat to, let's say, an
Mm-hmm.
artist that I know is like super huge, like I wouldn't mind sending him the same beat probably like 100 times. If the email is full, yeah, if his email is full, that is on him. But
Wow.
I will make sure I do my part. And then if they like it and they're recording or something, that's when they will probably text you like, "Yo, how do we go about it?" Or if they do it and then it's out, you that because I've seen people make beats and then later they get their royalties. It always works that way, but you'd have to force them to listen to it. Yeah.
Okay, talking about royalties, let's don't jump much into that side. So we'll talk much about that like as time goes on, we'll talk about that one. So like fine, I think then let me push you once straightforward there. Talking about royalties, like can you even educate us about the monetization
Okay.
side and how you can collect them?
So for me, um I live here in the States and it's different for me than for people in Africa. So what I'm signed up to ASCAP,
Mm-hmm.
and I always have my own percentage for every production and song I engineer. So it's a different route. But for people in Ghana, what I could tell them, because I don't know if it actually works in Ghana, but it's always easier if you make the yourself easier for the artist to work with you. I've seen people always like trying to
Mm-hmm.
like I'm trying to find the right words, but most of the time I tell people this is it. If you are in music with the intention of making money at the start, it is not gonna happen. Trust me. If it's something that you love
Mm-hmm.
doing, your passion for it actually pays, and it doesn't come overnight. It always comes when you least expect it. Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
that royalties and all that. Um, I think Ghana needs a system for that because for me, I'm just fortunate to be here. That's be here, and I mean, over the years, I've tapped a whole lot of stuff in ways to actually get my money back from it. So yeah.
Oh, oh, okay. So, let's assume to your side, like how do we go? How do we go? Like, do you normally have a paper that you normally let the artist sign
It
or something after everything, and the
okay. So it
percentage you
depends
normally
on the
get? Do you have
project.
something for that?
Now this is it. Like since I'm the one running my own thing, I I I plan stuff
Mm-hmm.
way ahead before the release. That is one smart thing I always do. If if it's a like a huge artist that you know
Mm-hmm.
that this is gonna fetch a lot of money, the percentage has to go up. If
Mm-hmm.
it's just something no, you wouldn't. But then
Oh, okay.
you see that's when and at the start I told you like you can't just make a beat and then sell it for $10 or $20. It doesn't work like that because you stayed up. So most of the time, what I do is I make my beats based on the artist I'm working with, and then I decide how much I want to make of it even before you record, and how much percentage after it's done.
Okay, so meaning you normally take
Yeah,
upfront,
yeah.
then later the royalties, right?
Or I can
Oh,
work
okay.
with
So,
you as
oh,
another type of artist, and I'll take everything without taking royalties. It's all a gamble to me. Yeah, I mean it depends on the artist I'm working with.
oh, okay. So at times, meaning, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So it's more or less like, you either decide, it's the ball is in your own court. You decide whether you take upfront without anything, you take everything once, or you take upfront, then later
And
for
you
the
always make
royalties.
sure the royalties is
Oh,
worked
okay.
on before the release if you want the artist to get involved in it. Because I mean I have my team here at home, so I mean they're always here throughout the day, and then they looking into stuff like trying to get the big artists to bring their stuff to me. So it's always like a teamwork. But most of the time I come up with the percentage I feel would be okay, enough to satisfy the whole team.
What was your, like, maybe if you can be clear with the
Okay,
percentage,
so
what's your minimum and your
if
maximum
I'm
percentage you
mixing
normally
probably,
take?
yeah, if
Depending on your, yeah,
so
okay, depending on your
if
the
I
way you are
mix
treating
the
the product.
song, probably like 20% off sales. That, not production wise, but 20. I said if I
Please,
mixed it,
can you come again? Can you come again?
it will probably be around 20%
Mm-hmm.
if I mixed it. Now if I mastered it, probably like 10% because
Mm-hmm.
it's somebody's project already. Now if I'm not taking that, I will charge you for the mixing and mastering upfront. So if I'm taking a percentage,
Mm-hmm.
I will
Mm-hmm.
take some amount even before I touch it. Yeah. Now for the production
Okay.
side, it's always an amount depending on the artist I'm working with, because I cannot come and charge, let's say, you $500 and then I'll take a huge artist another $500. It doesn't work like that. So
Mm-hmm.
half of it,
That's for the upfront, right?
and then
Mm-hmm.
we split the percentage. I mean, one reason why I always work with EL is even if I don't give him my ASCAP code and all that to get the royalties from that, he always cuts my royalties from his sales and sends it to me. So I mean, for him it's always like easy. But all the others I have in my um,
Oh, okay.
code and name and what's the name information, so that they submit it, or I'll have submit it myself and I'll let you know the percentage I requested for.
So, with that one, what's the
Production
percentage you
wise,
normally get for the royalties
probably like 30,
for
30,
production? Yeah,
35.
for
I mean,
production.
that's decent. No,
30,
no, no, no,
35
just
for
production.
production alone, no mixing, no mastering. Oh, okay. I
Uh,
think that's crazy. Then it seems like okay, that's for the state. As you are in the state, that's
yeah,
how
that
you
like I handle stuff
got yours going on.
my own way, so it's always like easier for me that way than
Own way. Oh, okay.
making somebody else handle it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you think probably time to come or currently you'll be signing
I
any producers for production or something like
I have
having
I
a
think
production group or something?
five students, and they are very sick, like super sick producers, and I think by the end of this year they will probably be making waves.
Oh, okay. Meaning they are in the learning
They've
process,
been learning
right?
for almost 2 years now.
Oh, okay. So
Um,
have they
I've
worked with any other
I've had
artists already?
I think one work with Shatta, but the song didn't come out yet, and I mean they are still working, and I know definitely will tell you. I have
Are they
two here,
in the States
and
or Ghana here?
I said two. I have
Can
two
you come
here
again?
and
It
three
seems
in
like a
Ghana.
network. Oh, okay. Okay. Seems like
Yeah,
that's
five.
huge production group there. Five. You said five, right? Wow, that's huge. That's huge. So
Okay,
they are
so I
all
didn't
like
sign them.
automatically
I
signed under
just
your label.
out of to like train them because I saw they had passion for it, and I've been like guiding them throughout almost like 2 years now. So